What if I told you Taehyung's tour cancellation in Los Angeles wasn't just a technical issue? What if there's something far darker that has been hidden all along? And the one who exposed it all was none other than Jungkook. Visual. That night, thousands of armies in Los Angeles fell silent. The stage that was supposed to be filled with sound and laughter turned into stillness. Only one brief announcement. The concert was canceled. No explanation, no detail. But a few weeks later, one name began to take the spotlight: Jungkook. And tonight, we will uncover everything he said and what might make HYBE uncomfortable. Los Angeles, a city that has always held a special place in BTS's heart. Every concert here has always been an iconic moment, not only for armies in America, but also for millions of viewers around the world. This solo tour of Taehyung was supposed to be the pinnacle of his musical journey. The venue was sold out in mere minutes. Tickets were resold on the secondary market at insane prices. Fans from different countries flew across the world just to see him. But everything changed at the very last moment. The promoter only cited technical reasons as the cause of the cancellation. No one suspected anything until a short video surfaced showing Taehyung leaving the concert site with an unreadable expression, a mix of exhaustion, frustration, and anger. Speculation exploded. Was there an internal issue? Was Taehyung's health in trouble? Or was there a much bigger conflict behind the scenes? A few days after the cancellation, Jungkook appeared in an exclusive interview. At first, everything seemed normal. He talked about music, his latest projects, and preparations for BTS's comeback after military service. However, when the interviewer touched on the topic of Taehyung's tour cancellation, Jungkook's expression changed. His eyes lowered for a moment. Then he took a deep breath. Sometimes there are things we can't explain to the public because they're too complicated, he said quietly. That sentence was simple, but for sharp-eyed armies, it was a sign. And indeed, a few days later, during his private live broadcast, Jungkook began to speak further. Not directly, but with pieces of words that painted a chilling picture. There was immense pressure. There was someone pulling strings behind the stage, and there was a decision that was not made by Taehyung himself. Jungkook never mentioned names, but he spoke about the feeling of powerlessness when an artist has to cancel something they've prepared for months. He hinted at external factors forcing drastic changes, even when the entire team was ready. Sometimes, he said, it's not because we don't want it, but because someone doesn't allow it. This statement immediately triggered a wave of speculation. Fans began linking Jungkook's words to old rumors about internal tensions between artists and management. Some anonymous accounts on Twitter began sharing leaks that there had been a heated debate behind the scenes between Taehyung's representatives and certain parties in HYBE. And the more puzzle pieces appeared, the clearer it became that this cancellation wasn't just about technical issues. As if on cue, an internal document leaked on a K-pop community forum. The document contained meeting notes from an urgent discussion between the tour management and several HYBE executives. One of the points mentioned a scheduling conflict with a larger company agenda. Many began to wonder, what kind of agenda was so big that it sacrificed Taehyung's LA tour? Jungkook, in his next live broadcast, only gave a faint smile when fans flooded the chat with questions about the document. I can't say much, he said, but trust me, we're also heartbroken when things like this happen. And at this point, viewers were convinced there was a power play going on. Korean media reports began to surface. A source from the entertainment industry claimed that Taehyung's tour cancellation was linked to a major brand deal that also involved Jungkook. If true, this would mean HYBE deliberately rearranged their artists' schedules for commercial projects. For some fans, this sounded like a betrayal of Taehyung's hard work. However, there was another side. A former tour staff member revealed that this cancellation actually saved Taehyung from a worse situation. There were indications that the LA venue that night was facing serious security issues. Does this mean HYBE was truly protecting Taehyung, or just finding a reason that the public could accept? Every time Jungkook was asked about the tour's cancellation, his expression always changed from initially relaxed to serious, then slightly nervous. In one live session, he even fell silent for almost 5 full seconds before answering. For some, this might seem trivial, but for armies who have observed them for years, this was a sign. Jungkook was weighing his words because he knew one wrong sentence could trigger a storm. Fans began compiling clips from those lives, comparing expressions, tone of voice, even his body language. And the result? Everything pointed to one thing. Jungkook knew more than he was saying. Then came a moment that changed everything. In the middle of a casual live session, while talking about brand collaborations, Jungkook softly said, "Sometimes we have to choose between what we love and what they want." That word, they sparked thousands of speculations. 3 days after Jungkook's comment went viral, an anonymous account claiming to be part of Taehyung's tour creative team made a long post on a forum. In that post, they claimed the cancellation of Taehyung's LA tour was not only due to technical or safety reasons, but because the schedule clashed with a major corporate plan, a global collaboration involving Jungkook and an overseas partner. According to this source, Taehyung actually wanted to go on stage. In fact, he was already at the venue in the morning doing his soundcheck. But just hours before the concert, he was called into an emergency meeting. There, he was told that the concert had to be canceled for the sake of greater interests. That sentence, according to this source, left Taehyung frozen. There was no room for debate. The decision was final. After this news spread, fans began flooding HYBE's official accounts with questions and demands for clarification. But what happened instead was silence. No official statement, no defense, no further explanation. And this is where Jungkook took an unexpected step. In an overseas radio interview, when the interviewer asked about his busy schedule, Jungkook replied in a flat tone, "Being busy is normal. But when busyness makes us forget the people we love, that's a problem." That sentence, which sounded like a jab, immediately trended. Many believe Jungkook deliberately sent a coded message to ARMY and Taehyung. And if true, it meant Jungkook was going against the company's official narrative, subtly but sharply. The following week, a Korean entertainment investigative media outlet released an exclusive report. In that report, they claimed to have obtained a copy of internal emails showing that Taehyung's LA tour cancellation was indeed linked to an international brand contract requiring Jungkook to be in a certain location on the same date. The problem was, that contract was signed after Taehyung's tour schedule was announced, meaning the cancellation wasn't due to an initial scheduling conflict, but because of a new decision that sacrificed Taehyung. When this report was released, public reaction exploded. International fans began campaigning hashtags #RespectTaehyung and #JusticeForV on Twitter. However, what made the situation even hotter was when Jungkook, without mentioning names or details, wrote on his private platform, "Sometimes, silence is the strongest form of resistance." Many interpreted this as confirmation that he was indeed upset about the tour's cancellation. Now, the question is, will we ever know the whole truth? Will Taehyung and Jungkook speak openly one day? Or will all of this remain buried behind the curtains of an entertainment industry full of secrets? One thing's for sure, the LA tour cancellation is not just an ordinary incident. It's a portrait of how major decisions can affect friendship, loyalty, and even the trust of millions of fans around the world. And for you watching until the end, what do you think? Did HYBE truly have a strong reason to cancel Taehyung's tour for another project? Or is this a form of injustice towards an artist who has given his all for his fans? Write your thoughts in the comments. Because in the K-pop world, the fans' voices are more powerful than you think. After tracing every claim, checking multiple sources, and cross-referencing official statements, we must make this clear. The story you have just heard is not based on confirmed facts. Many of the so-called insider leaks and anonymous sources that sparked this narrative originated from unverified online posts, speculation threads, and fan theories circulating on social media. HYBE has never issued an official statement confirming any hidden agenda behind Taehyung's LA tour cancellation, and Jungkook himself has never directly accused the company or linked the incident to any brand deal. In reality, large-scale events like concerts can be canceled for various reasons: technical failures, unforeseen safety issues, or logistical challenges. While the emotional reactions from fans are understandable, it's important to separate speculation from fact. Misinformation can damage reputations, strain relationships, and cause unnecessary division within the fandom. Therefore, until there is official clarification from the artists or management, this story remains purely a work of dramatized narrative for entertainment purposes. Always verify information before drawing conclusions, because in the fast-moving world of K-pop news, not everything you hear is the truth.